Let's face it, no one ever left home to become one with the crowd. No one ever hit the road without a drive and without a need to succeed. No one, never. Because the whole idea to start on your own is to find your passion, to discover something novel, moving, inspiring, to discover something new and extraordinary in yourself, the idea and the business you choose to do. Consider a new role. Find an entrepreneur in you. Take risks. Crave for the new. Build new relationships. Find new energy to break all barriers. Become one with your idea, your passion and belief. Well, since 1999, we have partnered and nurtured more business relationships than any other company. Helping entrepreneurs explore new businesses is not just what we believe in. It has always been who we are. Since Gaurav packed his bags and left off in search of the extraordinary, we have opened and put more businesses on a growth path than anybody else. And the best thing about growth is that it never stops knocking on the doors of successful people. Successful people who are always looking for the right opportunity. We all get a moment with that opportunity. And right now, somewhere around you, right here, there is an opportunity waiting just for you. An opportunity that could lead you on your path for the rest of your life. As franchise Indians every day, everything we do is creating an opportunity for you. Because your growth is our business.
Hello and good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on this special webinar series called Bharat Franchise Show, presented by Franchise India Knowledge Services. This is our Navratri special webinar from 3rd of October till 11th of October, and we call it as Business Ke No Achhe Din. We are back with the same excitement to help you in your journey to become a successful entrepreneur. Over the last 27 years, Franchise India has helped thousands of investors in selecting the right franchise business for them. In the series of Bharat Franchise Show, we showcase business opportunities with selected brands actively looking for franchise partners in India. These brands have proven track record of profitability, sustainability, and committed to provide intensive support. Today, we have invited some of the best international brands in knowledge services from different countries looking for their business expansion in India. And before we talk about the brand and the business opportunity, I would like to inform you, all the viewers, that you all have opportunity to ask questions related to the business opportunity, about the brands, and you all can do that by putting all your queries into the Q&A box. We will take up all your questions post the brand presentation. Now, today we have Satyam Garg with us today, the Executive Director of Franchise India Knowledge Services. And also along with his team, we have Shobhit, we have FIHL. And before we started, I would request Satyam to please come forward and set the context of this webinar. Over to you, Satyam.
Thank you, Bharat, for giving us the opportunity to present our brands in front of the audience. It's 7 in the evening, the festivity time. People are fasting, maybe driving back to the office, but seeing a lot of people have already joined in. I think most of them are excited to start a business opportunity, and that's what Franchise India really stands for, where we help individuals, not just start a business, but maybe pick the right business for themselves. And helping them in the decision making process is one of the major focus areas that we have at Franchise India. And I know, Bharat, you've been running this webinar series for the last 8 days, and it's such a beautiful thing that every day we cater to a specific industry, and we have business opportunities across segments, and people can pick and choose basis their interest level. And that's where, Franchise India Knowledge Services really comes in, because, if you look at the franchising industry as a whole, majority of the work or the business opportunities that you kind of look forward, you look at are, in the food and beverage segment, beauty salon, spas, gym, early education. But there are professionals who or people who won't like to get into regular businesses like these. They want to do something that resonates with their passion. They want to do something that matches their skill set, experience, and using that they can build a business. And that's what the vision at Franchise India Knowledge Services is. We have a portfolio of some of the best global brands in the professional coaching, training space. Along with that, now we have added new categories of sports education, children experiences as well. So what we are going to do today is, we are going to talk about five uh, top five opportunities that we have at Franchise India Knowledge Services. And over the next 1.5 hours, we are going to touch base on each of those opportunities. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. I would say, make sure that you have you're sitting at a quiet space, you have a notebook and a pen handy so that you can take down some notes. Use the Q&A box to the max, because this is your opportunity to ask us questions, and if you want us to elaborate on any of these aspects, so use the question and answer box to the max, and we'll try and address all the questions that come as we move forward. But just to give you kind of a quick run through of what are the top five brands that we are going to cover today. First, we are going to start with a lifestyle business opportunity, which is more about, not just building a business, but, living a lifestyle that you always wanted, and while you're doing this, you're helping others grow as well. So we're going to talk about a business networking opportunity called Network in Action, again, a US based brand. So we start with Network in Action. Then we will move into one of the most interesting space, and I guess, everyone in this panel today would relate to this, is it's all about sales, or building organizations is all about sales. So how do you make a meaningful profession or a business opportunity within the profession of sales? So that's Sales Geek that we kind of cover. After that, we kind of flip through the industries and we get into some sports and fun. So we will be presenting before you Basketball Training Systems, which is one of the leading basketball training institutes based out of US, backed by some of the top-notch basketball players. And they are going to be here with us, joining us directly from the US, talking about the opportunity. So if you're someone who is a sports enthusiast, want to do a business in that space, then stay back. We will have Basketball Training Systems. Post that, we will come to one of our best products in the portfolio. It's called Action Coach. It's the world's #1 business coaching company, already running successful about 140 plus franchisees in India. So we talk about Action Coach, and then we finally move into another great opportunity, and I'm sure a lot of people would relate to this as soon as I say the name. Is, we have finally the opportunity with Brian Tracy Solutions, where how you can look at starting a corporate training consulting business. So that's what the opportunity entails. So we'll spend about 15-20 minutes trying to get to understand each of these brands, then open up for questions, and then we'll move forward to the next brand. So that's going to be the flow of the presentation today. So as I said, sit back, relax, be glued to the screens, and we'll try and give you as much information possible about understanding all of these five business opportunities. So without taking much of the time, I'll now like to call upon my first I would say presenter for the day. That's Shobit Yadav. He's the country head for Network in Action in India and Middle East. Also, he looks after other brands, and you'll get to know about him because he's going to be on the panel and speaking about more businesses as we move forward. But if I talk about Shobit, Shobit is a thorough sales professional who is on a mission, I would say, at this point in time, to help people start the right business opportunity for themselves. And today what he's going to talk about is more in terms of how do you really get into a lifestyle based business and build a meaningful profession or meaningful business around it. I'll now ask Shobit to kind of come over, take the stage and talk about the opportunity. And I'm here to kind of help you with questions and moderate the session for you, Shobit. So over to you.
Well, thank you so much, Satyam. Thank you for setting up the perspective for all the audience today. And like Satyam said, good evening, everyone. This is Shobit Yadav. I'm a country head for Franchise India Knowledge Services. And today, the agenda for this whole Bharat franchise show is to provide you a business opportunity which is more of a passion driven, apart from the numbers which make sense, but it is more closer to the heart. It is for someone who's bringing 20 plus years of experience with them, and somebody who wants to start something new which will be closer to their heart, which will be closer to their skills, where they can utilize their experience as well. So specifically, we are keeping today brands which is professional knowledge based brands. And today, the first brand which we're going to present is Networking Action, which is purely into networking. And I would encourage each and every one of you to have question for me. If you have anything, any thoughts you want to share along with it, please do share it, because I believe you're bringing some sort of expertise and experience with you. I would love to hear it. But today the show is going to be last for an hour and a half, and we're going to present 5 to 6 brands, beautiful, lucrative business opportunity for all of you. So without wasting much time on it, because there are other presenters as well, today I'm going to talk about Network in Action to start with. And I made a small presentation for all of you. If you allow me a few seconds to pull up a deck for all of you. Just a second, guys. Bharat, is
So
my
it is,
screen visible to you?
yes, yes.
Wonderful. So, ladies and gentlemen, today, I'm going to talk about Network in Action, which is the first brand we are presenting today. Network in Action, to start with, I must say it is the world's fastest growing franchise networking and an award winning franchise uh, organization. When I say we are into networking, we are basically bringing the business owners, and I must say busy business owners, and the decision makers of companies, bringing together under one roof and making them interact with each other, build a relationship with each other which can last long for life, and then help each other individually in their business as well. So that is the agenda to be in the networking in action. And today, we are going to have a business opportunity for all of you who can own a business networking groups, where you can invite powerful business owners and professionals and provide them a right structure, right tools, and right agenda for the meeting, so that everybody can be tapped and engaged in a conversation, and they can take something out of it from each session. So over the next few slides, you will get to know what all sort of networking and what all is include in your in this opportunity. I try to keep it very brief, won't take much time, but definitely it will give you some sort of idea what we are going to talk about and what is this opportunity looks like. So moving further, I must say, whenever we talk about networking as an industry, see, we have in India only, we have a lot of networking organizations, a lot of traditional networking. We have networking like Chamber in Commerce of Industries. We have BNI, which is being the world's largest business networking organization. Then we have Lions Club, we have Rotaries Club. And then if you go further in deep, there are a lot of caste-based business networking organization as well, like Gupta's, Agarwal Samaj Associations and all. And I'm sure you, being a investor or business owner, might be aware of these different business networking group. We are the world's second largest business referral networking organization. First is BNI, which is the world's best. They have been running this since last 30 years. But we are there. We started in 2014, and we tried our best to capitalize on few loopholes of traditional networking groups. Since 2014, we are running successfully 350 plus groups. We are there in 5 countries with over 150 plus franchises. Now, last year only, by the end of last year in December, we signed an agreement for network in action and got them in India as well, because we see the requirement here of business owners. Today you look left and right, you will find these business owners are available, and the best way to make them scale their business and also to give them referrals, give them clients, the best and the fastest way is join any of the networking organizations. So that is what we are going to provide. Network in action is basically and specifically based upon relationship. It is not any usual networking group. We are definitely building relationships which is lasting forever. We are basically transforming the business education. Whenever you come on a meeting with networking action group, there is a education which is going to be there, which is definitely going to help in your business. You can go back from those meetings by taking few takeaways and strategies which you can right away implement in your business. So the quality has been well maintained. We are making sure that it is purely restricted to business owners. We are not inviting any job seekers. We are not putting so much of gap between the business owners. Like, for example, within the same group, we don't want palm reader or a florist, and then also have quality business owner which are having, let's say, 10 crores, 15 crores of revenue. So there's a big gap. So we are not really looking for that. We are making sure that all the quality business owners going to be there in one networking group. So far we have been well maintained in keeping the community in a hygienic way. We are running this successfully, so that we are working on our ethics, and we are maintaining the integrity of all these quality meetings. We are definitely working on your growth. We are working out on each and every member individually. All these members, where it is not traditional networking where they go and just exchange business cards and all. Rather, we are just trying to include a value to each and every member of that particular group, so that individually and business wise both things can be grow together. So the growth plan is there, and if the growth plan is there, definitely it will impact on your goals as well. So we definitely help you reaching to your goals. In India, network in action came last year in December when we signed the agreement, but now we have been successful having 3 franchises at the moment. We got Delhi NCRs completely out, and we got Rajkot, we got West Bengal entire. We are looking forward to more people to invest and run a successful networking group for themselves. Whenever you talk about networking, what are the best ways? Like, for example, if you're professional or if you are business owner, what are the best ways to take your business to the next level? What are the, like, for example, if you start a business, if you're having a business of something, what are the best ways? What are the opportunities you look for? You might go to your friend circle. You might say that, oh, I've started this business, or I'm into this since these many years. Could you help me? You might go to your colleagues and share them something about your business, share your USP with them, and you might seek help from your family members as well, right? Who knows, you might take participation in a lot of networking events where you will keep exchanging business cards of yours and talk to them about your networking. But in such events, you only exchange networking, you only exchange your cards. It's not always you're touching heart of other people. You're not emotionally invested. So you try all these channels to be in part of networking. Now here is an opportunity which is saying that you own a networking group where you will provide a platform to each and every business owner where they can come, and everybody is working on everyone. So growth is definitely there. So that is one networking opportunity for you, where it is a one-stop solution for all the business owners. Moving further in the slide, as you read along with me, networking is not only about trading information. Like I said, it is not only going to be, oh, this is my business, this is what we do. No, it is definitely about creating a long-term relationship which will be fruitful for life. Because once you try to add value to some other person, once you try to add value, once you try to listen to other people, then only he will try to or he will develop faith in you, or probably this guy is more interested in my business. And then that's when the mutual benefits will it come across out of both of you. So that is what the idea is. It is not a networking group, but it is a group where you're bringing the like-minded people coming together and providing them a platform where they can know about each other, learn from each other, understand about their businesses, and provide some sort of help in their own businesses. When I say this is a franchise-based business opportunity, and I talked about, that there are many other business networking groups as well. But what is difference in networking action than all the other business networking group? And I have kept a one particular slide for that as well. But just to start with, just to touch base few points. See, in this networking action franchise, you really do not require any capex. You don't require any office. It can be, run from the work from home. You just need to hire. You just need to hire one, half 90 minutes slot from one of the five-star property on a monthly basis, and that's it. You can run your meetings in that five-star property, and we will definitely help you in that to make a tie-up with one of the five-star property for a year. There is definitely no inventory required. It's a recession proof business, because even if when the lockdown was happening, networking opportunity was one of those businesses which was flourishing. So it is a business, it is a opportunity where every business owner or an individual would want to continue be a part of it. Here you can make multiple networking groups. Like for example, I was talking about that you cannot mix match of the quality of business owners. Let's say if you're from tomorrow onwards, you're getting an interest from a lot of startup business owners. So you make a one group from the startup business owners. Let's say sometimes you only get a request from the professional people who are still in a working environment but want to join a networking group. You can make one group particularly for them. You can make one group only and only people who are having more than a crores of revenue. So you can bifurcate something like this and make a different networking groups. You know, uh, and like I said, and I emphasize on this word, it is not only a networking opportunity, rather you are providing education, business education to them on a month-on-month basis. We have joined hand with the world's best business coaches from Action Coach, which we're going to explain going further today only. But Action Coach, we can request Action Coaches to come on board and deliver a session for all of our business members. So tomorrow, if you're owning a franchise for your meetings, it will be run on agenda base, and every agenda is explained to you well in advance, so that you every meetings can be could engage every of your member, and it will be fruitful for every of your members, so that they can take that few key takeaways and implement in their business. So there is a coaching session available from best of the best professional coaches, and these meetings will be run by a professional leader. We can hire, or we can hire one senior professional leader to ensure that all these meetings run on the specific agendas and will go smoothly, and everybody get a value out of those meetings. I was mentioning, and here it is, differences between traditional networking and networking in action. you know if some of you are aware of BNI, which does 4 meetings in a month, weekly meetings, we're not really looking for that. We are saying we only require monthly meetings, in person. We don't want that you come on early morning, 7 a.m. in the morning, and spend 3 hours with us. No, we are saying we're gonna stick, and we value the time, and we're gonna stick to 90 minutes. We are bringing best technology in the networking space. So our technology platform is so robust, where you don't need to come within elevator pitch of yours. Everybody is well aware in advance of your business as a member. So there will be completely customized editing video, which will be uploaded on our technology platform of each of our member, so that every member can go through before their meeting. They can go through on their app and see who all are the business members in my group, and they can see each on everybody's videos as well. It is definitely where we are providing coaching sessions to every of our meeting, unlike other traditional networking group, and we are providing guaranteed ROI for all our members. I encourage everybody, if this makes sense to you, if this, because this is definitely a sense of you know uh, satisfaction for a lot of business owners as a member when they like to join you. When you tell them that, boss, I am providing you guaranteed ROI. If you're joining networking in action, they would love to know, okay, what is the procedure of it? And I would encourage today, each and every one of you, if this makes sense, call me after this, after this today's session. We can do a one-on-one demo on a technology platform, and we will show you how you can provide guaranteed ROI to your members. This is a membership which will last for a year, and there is a renewal after a year. So these are the few differences. I would love to share this presentation with all of you as well. I'm talking about, that we do one meeting in a month in person, but we also make sure that we provide 3 virtual meetings as well. So the Network in Action is the only organization in the networking space which is giving you an opportunity to take your business across countries and across globe as well. So this is the only networking opportunity, a platform. So we say one-on-one meeting would be virtual, which is the first meeting, which is restrict to your state. The second meeting, virtual meeting, which will limit you to the national level. You can go to, for example, today you join Delhi. Some of your member will join Delhi NCR and become a member there. He can join a meeting of the West Bengal member as well, of the franchise as well. So that is going to be the second virtual meeting. Third virtual meeting would be national level. You can take your business and tie up with somebody who's sitting in US, somebody who's sitting in UK, wherever. So these are the 3 virtual meetings, and the fourth meeting would be physical meeting, which is in person, 90 minutes meeting. There are 3 commercial models involved into it. The first one is partner model, which is cost you 15 lakh plus taxes, where you're allowed to have 150 members. It's a mandate of 150 members where you can run 3 chapters, 3 groups basically. Every group which restrict to 50 business owners, right? We will support you in go-to-market strategy for the next 6 months. We will help you set up your networking business. We will invest back in your business by doing a lot of marketing strategies, by investing in your paid campaigns, and do a launch event for you where we will invite business owners to you, and you can have a deliverable and have a conversation with them. So we will support you. You're never going to be alone. Of course, training and tech support will be ongoing till the time your license is valid. Then there is a regional partner. Let's say you say, okay, I want to block a region for myself. It can be cluster of cities, or it can be entire state as well. When you block a region for yourself, that model first of all costs 30 lakhs plus taxes, and it includes your training. There is no capping on the number of groups. You can make unlimited partners in your groups, but the group is stick to 50 members, but you can make unlimited group, within that specific region. If you're saying, okay, this is a very lucrative opportunity and I want to block a particular state for myself, then there is a model called area developer model, where you can definitely invest in states, and it's more of a passive income opportunity where you can make a sub franchises under you, and those franchises can take care of their own groups. You are running your own groups, and you can do the networking, establish networking organizations within your own states. And of course, the GTM will be for 12 months, and the royalties will come across under this model. So these are the 3 models which we have into the franchising of networking. As a next step, I would encourage each and every one of you, if this makes sense, please schedule a call with us, just to understand everything in detail. Go through the toolbox tour of networking action, understand where the technology comes in place, how it's going to help us or help my members, how easy it is to use within the networking organization. Review our contracts and term agreement. Of course, there will be question related to the agreements. We will look into it and take it further. And if everything goes well after this, we will welcome you on board and establish your networking business within your own region. So this is pretty much today when we talk about networking action. Satyam, I hope I provided some value when it comes to networking action as an opportunity. This is a very lucrative business model for people who want to build themselves, as a, I must say, as a celebrity in their own region, and want to run this successfully, and want to give this platform to business owners to grow and to flourish. So this is from me about networking in action. I'm gonna see you soon again in few minutes about another business opportunity, but this was the first one to introduce to you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shobit, for walking us through that presentation. And, while Shobit has covered most of it, but just to kind of let you know that, we often come across business owners where, they just don't want to invest in a business just for the sake of it, or people who are looking at buying a business just don't want to buy a business for the sake of it. They are always looking at new options. Now, this is a profession where you live your lifestyle. If you're someone who loves meeting people, loves shaking hands with people, you love going to events, you love helping others, this is a business which will let you do all of this. And while you're doing this, you're building a very, very profitable business for yourself. One thing that I can assure you is this is a very cash rich business. Shobit spoke about three business models that we have, starting from a 15 lakh rupees investment to about, say, a 75 lakh rupees kind of an investment. Now, to kind of recover a 15 lakh investment, all you need to do is about 25-30 members on board, and boom, your investment is covered, and everything that you do after that is profits for you. So I can really assure you, someone who has the patience and someone who understands the need of business networking, loves facilitating, loves meeting people, then this can be a really meaningful business. I know we are short on time today, but if there are any questions, you can keep posting them in the chat box, or the Q&A panel, and we'll try and address them uh, uh, you know uh, towards the end of the presentation and wherever we go get time. But just because our other panelists are also here on the call, maybe I'll move on to the second opportunity. Now let's explore the next business opportunity that we have on board. Thanks, Shobit, for your time. Now it gets a little interesting, because to talk about the next possible franchise opportunity, instead of getting an in-house salesperson, here we have a franchise partner who who's actually the first franchise partner for Sales Geek in India. And we've kind of brought him on board to talk about what the opportunity is and why partner with Sales Geek. Now, when you hear from someone who's invested in the business, who is invested in the vision, and someone who's taken that leap of faith when the brand was not in India, I guess you will get to understand why sales coaching as a profession is so exciting. Without taking much of the time, let me introduce you to the gentleman that we have with us today. So I have, I would call him the geek, sales geek, Kavish Dave, who's joining us all the way from Mumbai today to talk about why he chose Sales Geek as a franchisee, what exactly is the Sales Geek franchisee all about, and who is it for? What kind of people should look into a business opportunity like Sales Geek? So on that note, Kavish, I'll hand it over to you. Maybe you can start with a bit about your journey and what Sales Geek is really all about, and then we'll kind of have more questions for you.
Sure. Thank you so much, Satyam. Thank you for the warm welcome, and hello everyone, everyone who's listening. Uh, I hope I make this conversation fruitful and filled with information. So, just to give a bit of my background and who I am, I've been in the sales and business development uh, role for the last 12, 13 odd years. I've worked across different markets. I've had the privilege of working overseas as well. I've spent around 6 years in the Asia Pacific and Oceania region, and almost another 6 years in India. Uh, to explain why I invested in Sales Geek, I have a small example to share. I think if each one of us could think about what we are passionate about and just answer that to ourselves, and then imagine if every other person thought that something that you're passionate about is actually very dirty or negative and it's not a great experience. Imagine how you would feel about that, right? And that's what sales is to me. So I'm very passionate about sales. It's for people who are extremely passionate about sales and who see that there's nothing more better and productive they can do apart from selling, and selling in the right way. And that's exactly what happened with me. I started to feel that every time I would introduce myself to people, I would just get a very not so great response, and I started to feel that probably People need to change the way they perceive sales, and that's when I started exploring opportunities. And I was fortunate enough that I came across Sales Geek, and I was introduced to Sales Geek. Uh, and to answer and to help people understand what Sales Geek is and who is a geek, to simply put, it's someone who's passionate about sales, wants to change the way the world perceives sales, and wants to contribute uh, ways in which people can learn, people can be mentored, trained, and directed in a way where we eventually reach a point where people start looking at sales in a nicer manner and want to look at it from the point of view that I wish I could learn that, I wish I could do that, I wish I could sell in a certain way. And I wish I was not told how to sell. We all have been in different jobs, different roles, different leadership roles, where we've eventually been told that this is how you need to work and this is how you need to sell. And Sales Geek is an opportunity for every manager, leader, every seasoned sales professional out there, or anybody who's been responsible for revenue generation out there. This is your opportunity to take that leap of faith and now be a part of a community that nourishes you, nurtures you to be a better sales professional and helps you deliver techniques, processes, operational strategies which are sustainable, which are filled with knowledge, which are filled with opportunities for businesses in the community near to you, right? Sales Geek focuses on providing fractional sales services as a director to a startup, as a mentor to a, let's say, a young sales leader, and as a trainer to anybody who needs to learn a better way of selling. And it gives you that ownership of delivering things the way you always wanted to. So if you've ever been frustrated with your role, if you've ever been irritated with the way you're selling just because you've been told to sell a certain way or forcing yourself to do that, and I've ever thought that, I wish I could do something of my own, this is the opportunity. And the beautiful part about Sales Geek is every business needs it. Every brand needs it. Every business wants to sell better. We are now in the times where relationship building, uh, understanding human psychology, understanding the science behind selling has become extremely important because tech has been heavily included and involved in everything we do. But what people also need to remember is that tech again needs a human input. So a mix of tech, a mix of psychology, a mix of understanding, different skill sets, different mindsets, different behaviors, different motivators as to why people behave a certain way and what motivates and what demotivates somebody is what Sales Geek is all about, right? And it's structured in a way where uh, if you pick up a SME, you could have multiple opportunities. You could, like I said, you could have somebody like you who could be trained to be a better sales professional. You could have uh, a team that you manage, and we can actually work towards understanding the alignment between you and your team, what's working, what's not working, and working towards building a process where your team and the leadership is aligned so that we eventually get better revenue results. uh, and help anybody who's recently started a business, who is a startup, recently funded, and needs to have a sales director, senior sales leader, or a chief sales officer, and wants, let's say, my 15 years of experience at a fraction of the cost. And that's what Sales Geek kind of empowers businesses to achieve. And obviously, you can also do corporate training with all the open courses and workshop modules that we have to offer. Uh, and to give a bit, and without taking too much of your time, what does geek stand for, right? It's very important for people to know whether they are a geek or not, right? Geek is somebody. So if you believe in a collaborative environment, if you work within a team, if you like to work around people, with people, for people, then yes, you've got the value and quality of a geek. If you're somebody who believes in getting things done, does not believe in procrastination, and once you set your mind to something, you believe in going out and figuring out whatever you need to figure out to get it done, and believes in getting it done, then you're a geek. If you're somebody who's kind, it's very important for people to realize that to be better at sales, you need to be better at being a decent human being. So if that's somebody like you, and if you believe that you're a giver, then absolutely a geek for sure. And most importantly, if you're passionate about sales and want to change the way the world perceives sales, right? It's very important to be driven and to be passionate about wanting to sell differently and helping people learn how to sell differently. And that's the overall understanding of what Sales Geek is. It's a and for people who believe in numbers, it's a brand out of the UK. It's done already. It's already done 47 franchisees across UK, US, and India, including me. And it's just the beginning. It's a 7-year-old brand, and it's showing extreme momentum currently in the markets like India, Middle East, Nepal, Asia Pacific, and the opportunity is massive, right? So if there are any questions about it, I'm happy to answer.
Yeah, thanks, Kavish, for that introduction. So just to kind of put some perspective, when you look at sales coaching as a profession, a lot of people would say, why would organizations invest into it? But, I was just doing some research on it, and I kind of came to know, when you look at professional services market, after financial advisory services, sales training is the most consumed professional service in the world. So,
Absolutely.
can you share a bit about the experience of, when you go out to potential clients and you talk about why how you can coach them, or how you can train them on bettering their sales activities. What's the kind of problems that you kind of identify, and what are the challenges that business owners face on a day-to-day basis?
Great question, Satyam. I think the uh, every business has different challenges, but the most common points, if I can narrow it down, is to do with like we always say in sales, right? Behind every sale, there's a person, and it's a transaction between two people of a different culture, different mindset, different upbringing, different approaches to buying and selling, and the biggest concern, problem, gap that we see is the skill gap where, for example, if I tell you that, Satyam, I feel I'm a great negotiator, and then I go through an assessment of skill gap analysis, and you realize that my negotiation skill sets are way below 50%. So then you come up to me and tell me that, Kavish, you believe you're a great negotiator, but then if you are, why aren't you converting more? The data backs it up, right? If I was a great negotiator, I should be closing 9 out of 10 opportunities, for example, or 8 out of 10, but I'm only closing 4 out of 10. Hence, the problem is that we as salespeople have that ego, and including myself, we have that arrogance and ego that we know it all, and unfortunately, we don't. Even today, even though I try and go and talk to people and help businesses perform better, I still sometimes lack certain skill sets, and I need to constantly work on it. And I'm fortunate, and I'm glad, and I'm very happy to know that businesses see that now. They see that it's a people-driven vertical, and people have mindsets, behaviors that we need to align with what the brand sees as their mission statement or as their vision. There are team managers who think they know how to run a successful team, but when we do, so we also do something on an initial level. We do a leaders gap analysis where you tend to evaluate what the leader thinks about the team and what the team thinks about the leader, and you'll be surprised to know 8 out of 10 times the gap is massive, which helps you understand that just by thinking I'm a great leader, just by thinking my leader is a certain way, does not give you productivity and revenue. You need to get into the emotions, the behaviors of individuals to understand, and that's what businesses look for. The end goal is revenue, but the initial steps towards it is to understand the people who are responsible to generate revenue. And that's what Sales Geek does. It focuses on the psychology, the motivation and behavior of people, identifies the gaps, and then works with these people. We become a part of the team. There's a small difference between you offering training to people and you are offering training for people. And the thin line between the two is that here we identify the gaps, we cultivate training sessions and modules that are important for these individuals and help them reach their end goal, and that's maximum productivity. You'll notice that businesses look at Sales Geek as a recurring opportunity. Reason being, it's the lowest investment a business can do. Imagine you have a non-performing uh, resource in your company who's working for 6 months and has cost you, let's say, 3x of what you invest with Sales Geek, wherein we step in, work alongside your team, and step out and give you data. There is data to back it up as well. In the past 2 3 years, the data that I also personally looked at before investing, and it says that it's reduced the labor turnover cost by 65%. It's shown that processes and methods that Sales Geek uses are not dependent on me. It's not like if Kavish walks out of a business, the business is going to shatter. What we do at Sales Geek is help businesses learn new practices and learn new methods that can help them be sustainable and move forward even without me, right? And that's the beauty of what Sales Geek does.
Oh, a very, very interesting perspective. When we look at consuming services like sales training, sales coaching, we typically look at, okay, someone comes in, reviews our systems, processes, runs the program, and helps us improve our sales, bringing more cash flow to the business. But what you
Mhm.
just spoke about was, it also reduces your employee attrition rate. If
Correct.
globally you see, you go to a business owner and ask them a problem statement, what's not working in your business. The problem is that, I don't get good salespeople. My sales team is not performing, or by the time they learn and we make them come to speed, they quit. And if having the right sales systems and processes and training ensures that you're creating a good experience for your sales teams, and you're retaining them as well, which brings in more profitability, which brings in more productivity. So that's a very, very interesting perspective, and thanks for bringing that up, Kavish. But I think while we've spoken more in terms of the concept and what it really is all about, I see a lot of
Yeah.
questions coming in around what's the business model, what's the franchise opportunity here. So maybe if you can take a couple of minutes to walk through what are the franchise opportunity, what's in it. If I'm interested to become a Sales Geek franchisee, what do I have to do next? So can you walk me through that?
Well, great question. A lot of people ask me what's in it for me. If you are interested in becoming a geek, right? I believe Franchise India has been extremely good at supporting me with it as well. You're looking at opportunities across Pan India, looking at individual licenses, you're looking at area developer opportunities as well. Uh, the biggest benefit that I see since the day I've been a geek is I see I'm able to put in the best of my abilities with all the training that Sales Geek has given me. They've spent good couple of months on me to help me understand things better, processes better. Uh, what it has done is it's given me a opportunity to earn a lot more by investing a fraction of my time. Like for example, if you're making, let's say, 5 lakhs a month by investing 25, 28 days a month by working 10, 12 hours on an average for an organization, I now see myself working probably 18 to 20 days a month, investing probably 8, 7, 8 hours a day. But that those 7, 8 hours are a mix of, you know, lead generation, talking to new prospects, converting clients, uh, uh, designing the offering and the deliverables, and then I actually also delivering it, right? So it's given me a good work-life balance. It's given me a good opportunity to make money at a fraction of my time. Uh, Plus, most importantly, I'm doing what I'm passionate about, and being able to help people, right? So if you're somebody who's looking at this as an opportunity, the next thing that you technically should be doing is getting in touch with Franchise India. You can also get in touch with me. I'm more than happy to answer your questions personally. Reach out to me on LinkedIn. If somebody wants to have a chat, you can do that. Uh, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you guys might have, would want to know. But initially, when I was exploring this and when I was thinking of investing in it, all I wanted to know was what are the kind of people involved in it, what sort of support I get. Uh, and to be very honest, any geek that you look at across the globe, you'll see that passion for sales, wanting a good work life balance, wanting to earn more by investing less time has been a common factor, right? And then how to do it. And the geeks are there to teach you. So don't worry about it.
So if thanks for that, Kavish. So if I have to sum that up, the opportunity is more for people who are passionate about sales, and if you want to use your knowledge of sales and help other people, implement things better, become better at sales, and contribute in growing organizations, then a franchise opportunity with Sales Geek makes sense because
Yeah.
first and foremost, what you do is you undergo a training program to become a sales geek, to become that professional who can go consult, mentor, and train organizations on improving sales. Second is that, to do that, you need the right products, right resources, right systems. Sales Geek provides you all of that. We have a very robust
True.
product ladder. Kavish did mention about, your fractional sales director, your sales mentor, your sales trainer, and within those three categories, there are multiple products that we offer to organizations. So, you go to an organization as a sales trainer, you review their existing systems, and you come across, oh, you need help with building systems. So I will come on board as a director and help you build those systems from scratch. So it's the opportunity where you're trained, you're given access to our products, systems, and then there is a lot of hand holding. So maybe you're sitting with a client,
Absolutely.
you're facing a challenge, you might not have an answer or a solution right away. So all you have to do is come back to the geek, raise an hand saying that, this is the problem that I'm facing. How do I deal with it? And the teams will support you, will help you customize the offering so that you can go and deliver to the client. So
I,
yeah.
I would also like to add to this. I'm glad that you brought this up. Another good thing with Sales Geek is that your content is also very much personalized and ready for you to go and use. You don't have to build anything. You don't have, in fact, even the decks that are shared with you, right? The decks that we use to present to clients or to prospective clients. You also have your dialogues ready. You also have your script. So you literally don't have to design anything. You're served with everything. You're empowered with everything that you need to be a successful geek. Also, a lot of times, people before investing in a franchising opportunity wonder about, how will I market myself? How do I have zero knowledge about marketing? I would like to say the geeks have been very amazing with it. Have been great with setting up the hub. We have a geek hub where you get all the marketing material and access to everything that you need to use to market yourself on social media, online, offline. Everything set. You just personalize it and use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Kavish. So the opportunity is, if you want to partner with us in an individual capacity where you say, I can be the trainer, I can be the coach,
Mhm.
you take up the individual model of Sales Geek. That investment starts around 10 lakh of rupees and can range up to about 18 lakhs depending upon the model you choose. And the second model is if you really want to build a scalable, structured coaching practice, then the model is where you become an area developer, where you're just not the person who's going on ground and delivering the trainings or the coaching programs, but you get to appoint sub-licensees under yourself, and they go and do the trainings while you build a successful business for yourself. So you can become a sales geek yourself by becoming an individual partner, or you can take up a regional lights where you have exclusivity for a territory, build a team of sales geek under yourself, and run it like a structured professional coaching practice. So that's the kind of business models that we have. I would request Kavish to also share his email ID and contact number in the chat box. I see a lot of people are already texting with their interest to get in touch to know more about the opportunity. But it would be good, if you can post your LinkedIn handle and your email ID and contact number as well, Kavish, so that people can understand from you of, what how does it feel being a sales geek franchisee? How does the day-to-day operations of a franchisee look like? So maybe that perspective you can bring in so well. And thank you so much for your time today and talking us through the opportunity in detail. I can assure you this is going to be one of the fastest growing franchisee opportunity in the country. Professional services are at a boom at this point in time. A study in India says that by 2030, India needs about 10,000 more coaches. Uh, and gone are the days where having a coach, trainer, consultant would be considered a luxury. Each and every business, whether they're micro, small, medium, or a large enterprise will use the services of a coach, trainer, and
Absolutely.
so anyone who
Yeah, absolutely.
invest into this space right now will have the early mover advantage. So probably the best time to get into. So if sales is something you're really passionate about, and if you really want to add an element of fun and really want to contribute in organizational growth, then Sales Geek is a franchise opportunity that you need to look at. And Kavish is right there on the screen. He shared his details in the chat box. Schedule a one-on-one conversation with him, and let's take it forward from there on. So thank you so much for your time, Kavish. We'll
Thank
quickly
you for having me.
our next presenter. We started the webinar with panelists from Delhi. Then we moved to Mumbai, inviting Kavish, and now we go all the way to US and welcome Rick Campbell to talk about a very, very different opportunity. We've been talking about professional coaching and training, business networking all this while, but now we get to a space where we talk more in terms of a sports-based opportunity. And to kind of talk about it, I have a lawyer with me today. When I go through the profile to kind of get some points to introduce Rick, I understand he's a lawyer. He's worked with organizations on various mergers, acquisitions, all these fancy names that you hear in the corporate world. And then he chose to invest and build a business which relates to his passion, the passion for sports. And basketball, I have a young kid with me also on the call, Mehul. He happens to be the basketball training sales head in India. And I can give him the screen right now, and he will go on for 2 hours talking about just the sport basketball. But how do you really build a business in it, and what's the opportunity like? There's no one better than Rick to kind of talk about it. And I really appreciate that, Rick. It's early morning for you, and you took out time to be with us on the webinar today. So we are all ears. We would love to know about, what basketball training systems is really all about, and how are you looking at making it big in India? So over to you, Rick.
Well, thank you, Satyam. Hey, Miel, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, we're very, very excited to be coming to India. Basketball is a very fast-growing sport there, as many of you may know, and if you don't, you do now. We've established a foundation in the U.S. using NBA players as a way to bring notice to our program. So we have several of them, and I think one of the reasons I jumped into this business full time. This is the 5th business I've built, and I was a Wall Street lawyer, to start with. Don't hold that against me. So I've got a pretty good handle on how you build businesses from being on that side of the equation for many years. But what attracted me to this, and what I hope attracts some of you to it, is, I've always tried to do businesses where you can do good and do well at the same time. And this is one of those businesses. Our mission statement is to build peak performers on and off the court. And I don't know, how many businesses you can get involved in where your business is actually helping kids grow and nurturing them to be the best they can be. Practically speaking, most of the kids that you'll train will not go on to be professional basketball players and make their living doing that. But if we can build a passion and a love for the sport and use it as the platform to help these kids find ways to be peak performers and get through challenges and understand what discipline is to get yourself to where you want to be, that's a big win. And when you can do that and make a difference in so many lives and still have a nice, profitable, growing business, it's you get up in the morning loving what you do. And so with that, maybe what I do, Satyam, if it's okay with you, is let me grab a screen share and just pull up a deck and kind of walk everybody through a 10, 15 minute run of show, give you all you a better idea of what we do and how we do it. Here we
Love
go.
that. And then, Mehul also has some questions for you. So maybe after your presentation, Rick, we'll kind of get into a Q&A mode as well. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So let me just get rid of this. I don't know if you can see the slides on the side, but there we go. Everybody seeing basketball training systems up here? Good, beautiful. So, you know, that's us. And you heard me just mention our mission statement is to, you know, build peak performers, develop peak performers on and off the court. And, you know, the market there is huge. The kids that are playing, we were there in, excuse me. We were, that was a reminder to make sure I don't miss this call. So we were there back in May for the Delhi show that Franchise India had, and we're able to get to some courts and work with some kids. And it's a sport that is really just attracting a lot of attention there. In fact, so much so that there's a Basketball Federation of India. If you guys haven't checked them out, you might want to. That, you know, what's exciting for us coming to the country is you have this infrastructure that the government is actually supporting to drive more kids into the sport and help develop the sport. So, you know, that kind of underpins and helps us as we grow the business. So you can see it here. We're a professional organization where we bring best of breed basketball training to the market, and we'll talk a little bit more about what that means. And we have several NBA players that we work with. Larry Hughes and I co-founded the business, 12 years in the NBA. Chris Paul's still an active player in the business, and 2 gold medals in the Olympics, as well as being, he's a point guard. If you're familiar with basketball, that's kind of the general on the floor. And he's known by most as the point god rather than the point guard, because he knows how to run the business of basketball on the floor. And it's Bobby Jackson, Monte Ellis, these are all big names here. And we just actually signed another guy. I haven't even told Mihal yet. Yesterday, Kurt Thomas has joined the team as well. 12 years in the NBA, a lot of them with the New York Knicks. So the importance to you guys of this is these guys build, are big brand builders, and they're guys that are very well known. So when we bring them to India, which we will do, our plan is to bring 1 a quarter to India. They'll do camps at your locations. They'll do clinics. And because they're there, you get television stations there. You get a lot of visibility that comes from us bringing, these stars to the table. So not only do they help create great curriculum for the kids, but they create great visibility for you. So if you have a facility, for instance, what we do is we hang 12-foot silk banners of these guys all over your facility. That really helps drive visibility of, the best in the world are a part of the organization that you're associated with. This is our management team here in the U.S. I won't, get into too much detail here, but we have, specialists in marketing, specialists in ops, specialists in sales training, so that we bring all that to the table and make sure that your organization has the manager trained, the salespeople trained, and your developers, the coaches on the floor, well trained to deliver our systems. Our core value, which runs through our organization right into all of our licensees, core communication, optimism, respect, education, and all that's on a foundation of trust and leadership. So this gets you quickly into, and I know I'm going quickly, guys. We'll have plenty of time for questions at the end, and we can send this out to anybody that's interested as well, so that you can go through it. Mihal, has got everything you need to support, educating you. Our objective here is to give you an overview. And then our second objective is that if there's interest, to get you educated sufficiently on the opportunity to, make an informed business decision. So, but at the core of our business are these 3 elements. So we call them the 3 legs of the stool. You got the in-facility training, and that really is incumbent on us to make sure your staff is well trained, because at the end of the day, your product is the experience of the family and the athlete on the court. So they need to walk away sweaty, having learned a lot, and excited to get back on the court. And that, that requires a certain level of coaching knowledge to make sure you're doing that. So small things, like if you got a 6-year-old and you're 6 foot tall, you'll get down on your knee when you talk to them. And and we use correct praise. You'll praise them for something they did right, take the corrective action to make them better, and then praise them for it. So those are all little elements that really make that experience better. And interestingly enough, a lot of them don't have anything to do with basketball. They have to do with how to coach and how to nurture and build confidence and performance. Alongside of the training, we have several hundred videos that are online training portfolio that, so when we're in a certain training, circle or cycle, you can hand these to the kids or email them to them so they can train in their park at home when they're not with you. So, because a lot of the kids spend a lot of time away from the training academy, still practicing and playing. In fact, there were some studies done that show that that is something that the first thing they want to do is get a ball in their hand when they got free time and go out to their park and play and practice. And then technology, I'll get into a little bit more, but it's becoming a critical part of every business, and this one is no different. This just breaks down, and I'll be brief. We can help you find the locations with our franchise India team. They have offices in 90 cities in India. So we've got a deep rooted group there that can help us, find you the right locations, help you build it out. We've got a lot of experience there. And for anybody that joins us, what's important there is we know how to do it cost effectively, because that's, capital cost to get yourself up and running. So, we've got tricks of the trade to make sure that that's built so that it is high quality, like you can see here, but, at very, very competitive lower prices. Then, we've got marketing management. Our team at Franchise India will actually be handling that using our techniques here, but they'll help implement it there. Operational support, that's where we get underneath the numbers with you, make sure your sales are going where they need to go. So your, leads come through. The way we set this up is you have a lot of social media and organic, what we call guerrilla marketing going on in your location. That drives free sessions, and we get, roughly 100 free sessions a month coming in. And then our sales team's trained on how to convert that free session to a membership. So that's kind of the sales funnel, and operationally, we help make sure all that's happening. And then obviously we're meeting with you regularly financially to make sure you're meeting your objectives in terms of numbers. This is a differentiator for us. We have a curriculum that we built with our NBA players. That's Chris there. You can see with some of his guys at his facility. They're 10 5-week cycles. And the way the cycles work is the kids train and learn the specifics of certain basketball activities for 3 weeks. And then we go back through them on the 4th week, and then we test them on the 5th week. And it's a great way to get the kids tracking and measure their improvement. And it's also, probably no surprise, a great way to keep them energized. Kids can get bored. So by recharging them every 5 weeks to get excited, it helps with your retention. So there's underlying retention reasons for the way we structured this as well. It works extremely well, and it allows across our entire platform, every location teaches the same thing the same day at the same time. So all the coaches are sharing their learning and their knowledge and what the tricks of the trade that they've found to work with each other. So, rising tide lifts all boats, they say. So that really elevates your coaches and your trainers to be the best they can be on the floor. Facilities design, I won't belabor this, but we know how to do this very cost effectively. Our business systems are one of the critical differentiators. So it's great to go open up a company, but you got to have the business systems to drive it effectively. And these are 6 of those systems that we talk about. So we have platforms for tracking the marketing, tracking the students. They can pay online through those systems. We can market to the members and the broader market through the systems. Smart technology is a key element, which I'll talk about here in a minute. That's on the court technology as well as business support systems. So it's very comprehensive. Here's where you make your money. Skills and drills are the core classes. Those are large group training. So conceptually, if you think about the business, you got one to many. So your coach's cost to the number of kids is lower. And so it's a very strong moneymaker. 3-on-3 leagues, they're very popular around the world now. FIBA is pushing them they're going to be in the Olympics for the next Olympics, and it's very exciting way for the kids to train and play. And one of the beauties for the small kids is because it's 3-on-3 and basketball is 5-on-5 in the professional leagues, and now 3-on-3 in some of the newer professional leagues. There's no place for the kids to hide. They can't stand out on the side of the field, if they're playing cricket or whatever, and kind of get lost, in the grass out there. They're in the game because there's only 3 of them, and what that does is it builds confidence for them. So it's a really meaningful move for them to really begin to enjoy the game and love it. Private and small group training is just one-on-one or small groups. Team play is what they all love. That's where you build teams and they go out and they compete against other teams, and that's part of what we do. And camps and clinics, those are where you'll see the most of our professionals coming over to help you. We'll do special camps that they'll show up at, and you'll be amazed at the number of new members you'll get from those camps and those clinics with our guys there. It's just a big vacuum of kids that come into the facility because of the marketing we do beforehand. And then retail obviously is a very good moneymaker. This is just a little bit more on the online piece that I talked about, or the TAP training. And that is, we got over 200 videos, and we're growing that all the time to give to you to help train the kids and keep them connected. One of the reasons this is very helpful is you're in their minds when they're out of your academy. You want to keep them, you want to keep top of mind with them. So this is one way to do that. And then the performance technologies, we work with a company called Connexon, and another one who's called Respect. Connexon tracks the kids and every move they make on the court. And then Respect is the shot tracking. So you can see the ball going in the hoop there. If you look here, Respect's videos will show exactly where the ball goes in the hoop, where they shot it from. The middle one, you can see those little dots, probably hard for you to see, but they're all the shots taken by by a member during their training with us. And we've got it set up so even in large format with 40 kids or 50 kids on the court, you're getting this for each kid. And they love it. So we create, gamification. It's, they join the shot club and they become a member of the 1,000 shot club, the 5,000, and that's another retention tool. So it's the technology is a big part in today's market of what excites the kids, and it gives the parents an objective look at their improvement. So it's kind of an integrated experience. We talked about the in-facility, which is key, TAP and technology. It's, it's a virtuous cycle that one plays off the other to keep them engaged and involved in your program. And that's, giving you information through a fire hose.
That was a quick walkthrough, Rick. But if we have to hear it in your words, and I'll also now invite Mehul to kind of moderate and ask you some questions. But if you had to suggest someone to start a basketball training academy, what would be your top 3 reasons, Rick, if I had to ask?
I think it's the growth in the market. So you have an opportunity after you have one to open more and get scale, because we're in the early part of the market. So, we have guys here that have now 3 locations, for instance, so you can scale it. And the beauty of this from a business standpoint is you're scaling it. I equate it to, rather than, buying a stadium and opening it up and spending all that money, you're opening up a Starbucks. There's one small one, you get it profitable, you got another one, get it profitable. So the incremental cost, if I would go to my Wall Street days, for you as an owner, it's risk mitigation and scale that you can attain in a sport that's growing very quickly there. So you'd be one of the foundational players in the space as this accelerates.
Yeah, Mehul, I'll now call upon you to kind of ask
Yeah,
some questions I have in mind. Yeah.
of course. Thank you, Satyam. And also, Rick, glad to have you here just to explain all this out. You're really helping me out here because there were a couple prospects and the potential investors here. Usually have a couple questions that I think you would answer them better than I could ever do because you've been in this business for more time than me. So usually there's a couple questions that potentially like initial investors ask that who don't have a court or a facility yet, but they love the sport and they want to invest in it. So the first question they throw at me on a daily basis, I'm going to this question is how is BTS is going to help the investors build these courts and equipment like the basketball rims and everything they have, and is it going to be all included in the investment package, or are they going to provide any extensional help, and how are these shooting technologies, which is very American based, going to be implemented in an Indian facility on like a daily basis, like on a daily training camp?
Oh, great question. Franchise India and BTS spent a lot of time kind of addressing those issues coming into the market, right? So with Franchise India having offices in 90 cities, they have the resources to help us get local quickly with you. So if you say, look, I'm interested in a franchise, but I'm not sure where I'm going to put it, and I live in this city or that city, we immediately get to the right people in that city to make a difference. So, there are real estate professionals that, help us find the locations. We bring them in, they know the markets, and we're very smart about who we bring on. So it's not, you don't get somebody that sells homes as your real estate broker because you happen to know them. You get the guys that are doing institutional and large facility sales. So, and they often know the market and the things that are off market to help you find location. So that's what we do to find the location. Then to build it out, we have deep relationships with manufacturers of flooring and hoops and the silk screens I talked about and all those things. So we can pretty much turnkey that build out of that facility if there isn't an already existing facility. Often what we'll find is that there's an existing facility that's just underutilized financially. There might be pickup ball and things going, but there's nothing that's really organized with a good business structure to make money. So we'll take that facility, refine it, upgrade it, and get it going. But in India, what we're learning is most of what we'll be doing will be called greenfield, where there's not a facility, so we're building it. And you're not going to find anybody that can do it more cost effectively as your partner than us.
Okay. And that's where my second question leads to another, like you just finished off that answer. It's just, they keep asking me is all the services provided, like the service you just stated out, is going to be all included in the initial investment they make? And can the investment cost, other than the franchise fee, can it vary? Because like if they decide to, like you said, you have deep relationships with all these manufacturers, but if they decide to go their own way and they think, okay, we can save here on wooden costs, and we can go synthetic coat, and we can do the rim by ourselves, and we just want to cut down all the investment costs as much as we can, and they just want to know, is that possible?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, we support that. We spent a lot of time when we formed this company to make sure that we're aligned with our investors, licensees, franchisees. So we don't make any money on the build out. We don't mark up equipment. We don't mark up floors. We find best cost, most favored nations type pricing because we do volume to bring to the table. So if one of our licensees comes in, and this happens with us all the time, and they say, look, I can get this flooring. We've even, in our Portland facility, we bought an NBA floor that they were taking out to move to a different floor and bought it for very, very cheap. So there's all kinds of ways to save money, and we just need to dig in that particular circumstance understand it well, and build, as economically as we can. And that's something we do all the time.
And basically, the last question, this is one more of a brownfield, people who already have a facility, and they're like, and when I approach them with the venture, the BTS and everything, I explain them everything, and the conversation with just one simple question. When the person I've been talking to, there are a couple here present too, and they want to know about this. How is this venture going to be any different from the investors' own basketball court facility that they've been running for tens and 15s of years, and they have their own coaches, they have their own equipment, they run their own training camps, and they just want to know how is this investment, which is a good amount, is gonna work for the betterment of their facility or organization. Doesn't matter if it's a school or if they run a private gym. They said, oh, I have my own trainers, I have my own basketballs, everything's made up, all my players are playing the best they can. How is this investment going to help them to even achieve another level of greatness? That's what pretty much they asked.
Okay. I'll use an analogy that I used earlier. There were coffee shops all over the place before Starbucks.
Yeah.
Right. But Starbucks really spent the time to refine the systems, refine the experience, and, refine what they call, the third place for people to go. Right. So that you don't just go to get a cup of coffee, you go because they've got Wi-Fi and they got everything set up, and there's still lookalikes, but there's only one Starbucks. So what we do, if somebody's already got a system in place, so they've got a facility, they've got the hoops, they've got the coaches, that's a great place to start, because now and the economics can change for them. Well, the economics that we talk to people about are generally greenfield economics that don't have a lot of that in place, right? So we can have a conversation about more cost-effective involvement because they've got a lot of infrastructure in place. But what's going to make this difference for them is we have a front-end marketing machine that is going to drive a lot more kids into their program. So you're gonna leverage that marketing machine to create better economics for yourself, because you're gonna have a lot more members with us than you're gonna have without us. We know how to run the camps and clinics. Everybody says they know how to run them, and they do fine, I'm sure. But when you run them where suddenly you're bringing NBA guys in and you know how to market around that, and those NBA guys are helping online, while they're here in the States, doing screen shares with your coaches, showing them how, to make some moves, and your coaches can say, look, I just got off the phone to, they're talking to 100 kids and they're saying, I've just got off the phone with Larry Hughes, 12-year NBA veteran, played for A, B, and C. And he suggested these following moves. Those kids get all excited, right? And so that drives behavior. So I think it's our systems, it's our marketing systems, it's our training for the coaches. So all the coaches are much more consistent. If you've got 10 coaches already, everyone's probably teaching a little bit differently. So by working with us, you're going to get a much more predictable behavior out of your coaches on the floor. And there's subsystems that we haven't even brought up. So the coaches that are the most consistent in showing up, because one of the big problems people have with coaches, a lot of them are part-time and they show up late because they did this so we start building little mini systems in that if you're the coach that's always on time, you're going to get more of the one-on-ones and get more money. You're going to get more of the small groups. You're going to get, so there's little subsystems that we build that optimize the business.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it, right? From my side, that's pretty that explains a lot to the potential investors, that what they asked me, and you can clearly introduce them to all your systems and services. I think if Satyam wants to add anything, that'd be great.
Yep. Enric, while you've covered it all, but just to kind of add, focus on why basketball training systems, why partner with basketball training system is, you might be running a sports business, you might be running an academy already, but if you really want to make it scalable and profitable, that's where basketball systems come in. You love the sport, but you lack the systems to make it grow. And that's where, a proven system like basketball training systems really helps, because We give you the products, we give you the technology, we give you the hand-holding, we give you some of the best names in the basketball fraternity to kind of partner with you and come and represent you. So that's the beauty that we add. We make that business, the existing business, more sellable, to say. And I can just share about one of the experiences that I got the opportunity to be there was when Rick and Larry were in India in the month of May for the exhibition. One of the basketball training academies in Delhi NCR had invited us over, and you should have seen the excitement within the coaches that were there at the academy, within the kids that were being trained, of getting an opportunity to spend some time with Larry on court. And the kind of energy and the kind of excitement and the kind of learning that Larry brought, I think, we got those some numbers right after Larry's visit. Was at that point in time, they were running at about 150 odd students. And right after the workshop that Larry ran at their academy, they had seen a jump in number of new enrollments. That increased to about 80 odd new enrollments within just 2 days of our activities at that camp. So I guess that's the beauty of basketball training systems. If one such visit can add so value, just imagine, if you even give them the opportunity to speak to some of the biggies from the basketball training systems team virtually, and once in a while, they are in India, get to train live with them. What leverage it can bring to the business. And at the same time, and we've seen the existing basketball facilities that we have in India. A lot of them needs revamping, or not a lot of them needs the right guidance, hand holding. The product ladder that we have at basketball training systems, the various revenue streams that we have, I think that also works very well, because it's just not whether I can afford it or not. We have a product to support the pocket size. Be it anyone, if they have an interest to learn basketball, they can come and enroll for one of the programs. Maybe they start with a group coaching program, then they elevate to one-on-one. So all of that is a possibility, and that's where I feel, whether it's an existing facility or someone who wants to kind of look at leveraging this space, because with India now actively working towards bidding for Olympics in 2036, I guess the next 10 years there is going to be a lot of infrastructural development within the sports space, and this can just be the start of it. So that's where I feel this is the right opportunity and probably the right people to partner with, because one thing I personally believe is, a business is successful because of the leadership team behind it, and having been working with Rick and his team for the last 10-12 months, I can say that they stand by what they have built, and they have grown across the US. Their passion, their excitement, their energy. Sometimes there are days where we might feel low on energy, and Rick would come on a call with us and push us to keep at it. And I guess that's the kind of leadership you need when you're starting a business, specifically in the space of franchising. So you need trusted partners who can guide you, handhold you, and that's the beauty about basketball training systems. So those are some of my takes. But Rick, before we let you go, I know it's too early. Maybe you it's breakfast time for you, but any closing thoughts, or what are the next steps that you would like to suggest people here on the call to take over, once if they have slightest of interest in basketball training systems?
Yeah, I think, thank you, Satyam, for those kind words as well. And, we take our core values very seriously. And that goes from the management team right through to how we teach the kids. My objective would be for somebody to just take a look at the space and see how exciting it is in India, and where it's going and the opportunities there. And then we owe it to you, if you're interested, to give you a lot more education on how it'll all work and the way it'll work. And, so if you're interested, we're available to spend the time and take you through all those details. We did a whirlwind tour this morning at 10,000 feet, but we need to take you down to the 1,000-foot level and get you into, exactly how things work and the way they work. And if you're interested and you're willing to invest that time, I think you'll come out the other end saying this is a very unique opportunity, given what we've set up with the NBA players and their ability to come spend time with you. And with the way the world works today and our ability to do virtual meetings, you saw in the picture, we have big screen TVs at locations so kids can, Larry or Chris can be, in their home and talking to your kids and your coaches virtually. So there's a unique opportunity here, I think, to cross the ocean and really bring this together.
Yep. Great word, Rick. Thank you so much for being with us and spending the time. And I really appreciate Mehul's contribution as well in terms of getting those questions together. Rick, thank you so much. And we look forward to building basketball training systems with you in India. And, let's have some conversations post this webinar. Yeah, thank you so much.
This sounds good. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate all you taking the time.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you, Rick.
So I see, the clock has just struck 8:30, and if I think it's a 90-minute session. We're already through it, Bharat. But do we have the time to kind of squeeze in one more opportunity, maybe another 10-15 minutes, and then we should be good to conclude?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So next up, now we started with business networking. We went into sales coaching. We spoke about, a really passion-driven profession like basketball training systems. Now let's just come back to the need of the hour. You go to any business owner, you ask them, how is the business going? And they would say, business has changed, the times have changed. My business has become stagnant, all of those stuff. So all the business owners, specifically the small and medium businesses, need a lot of hand holding. And when there is a market demand like this, there is a profession that supports in it. So the next up opportunity that we have is to partner with the world's #1 business coaching organization called Action Coach. Action Coach gives you the opportunity to just not become a business coach, but also run a profitable, sustainable coaching practice for yourself. So on that note, I will now like to bring again Shobit. You've heard him at the start when he spoke about network in action as a business opportunity. Again, Shobit has been very, very instrumental in building up the Action Coach franchisee across the regions of India and Middle East. As I mentioned right at the start, we already have about 140 plus franchisees up and running. And I can very, very proudly say that 65% of my franchisees have built a business that they always wanted to. So, they're just not flourishing or profitable, but they're enjoying being in the space like business coaching. And that's the beauty about, franchise opportunity like Action Coach, and Shobit has made it all possible. So I hand over the screen to Shobit to kind of run through the Action Coach business opportunity now.
Well, Satyam, this seems a great run today. And I like to, thanks to all my teammates as well, Mehul, Kavesh, and Rick specifically, that he came from US and then turned up this early morning for himself. So thank you all. And I also would like to thank to attendees. I hope you are going through a beautiful branch opportunity, and it must, I don't know, I mean, it might make sense for all of you. But last but not the least, today I'm going to represent Action Coach today, which is going to be the final brand. I'm not gonna take more than 12-15 minutes, but I mean, just want to request you to hang on for this 10-15 minutes, and I'm definitely trying my best to add value to your time. This is a business opportunity which brings a certified license to become the part of world's #1 business coaching franchise. I'm going to talk about Action Coach, which is a brand, which is the world's #1 business coaching franchise. But today I want you to become and think of becoming a certified franchise owner of Action Coach, to become a certified business coach under Action Coach and join the largest business coaching community. When we talk about business coaching, you look left and right, you will find lots and lots of small and medium business owners are there, and all of them are struggling on a day-to-day basis. So today, when I ask you to become a business coach, your target audience is straight away small and medium business owners. Those business owner which are struggling on their poor expense management, those business owner which doesn't have a regular cash flow, there is no sustainable cash flow. I'm talking about business owner which are running their business in a same traditional approach, you know, and we all are aware of such businesses. These businesses are available within our friend circle, within families. You cross a market, you will find such businesses are there, from a sweet shop to an IT setup to a retail store. All these businesses are going to be your target audience as a business coach. So again, a small presentation which I'm going to run it quickly for all of you. Allow my screen to be up of it. Satyan, just give me a hands up if it's visible to you.
Yeah, it's visible.
Wonderful. So, Satyam had set the perspective of becoming a certified business coach, and he explained why this business coaching is even a possibility in today's time. And I tell you, this is the need of the hour. This is a business opportunity which is so much in today's time. You're looking at the world's number one business coaching firm, which is Action Coach. I have to say that business coaching is a profession started by us. See, today when you go on LinkedIn, every second, third person is a coach these days. Maybe a leadership coach, an executive coach, life coach, mind coach. You name an industry, and we have coach available. Coaching as an industry, which is a $15 billion industry today, it actually seen a magnificent change specifically after COVID, where everybody started becoming a coach. Everybody started thinking, oh, I am bringing 20 plus years of experience and I want to start something of my own. So where should I go and invest my money? So people who are coming from the corporate background, chartered accountants, management consultant, coaches already, whether it is an executive or leadership coach, but people who are there in specific industry, they think which should be the right business opportunity for them, where they can utilize their experience and their skills and still be able to fulfill their passion. For them, business coaching in absolute fit. Action Coach with the headquarter is in Las Vegas, America. The journey started back in 1993 from Australia, Brisbane, by a gentleman called Brad Sugar. I kept one slide for him as well so that you'll all get to know him and start looking for him as well on LinkedIn, on social media, because he will provide amazing learning to your time. So company which is running 32 years and continuously growing and ensuring all their franchise partners that we will be on top of the game when it's specifically looking to the business coaching as an industry. Journey which was started back in 1993 from Brisbane, Australia, now it has reached to 99 countries within the span of 33 decades. Today, we are a community of 3,000 plus certified business coaches. And on a weekly basis, we help 30,000 businesses. That is on a weekly basis. We help them, we meet them, we understand their pain area, we understand their challenges, we we help them having the right goals, realistic goals, and help them developing a right realistic plan to achieve their goals. This is Brad Sugars. I'm running it a little faster for all of you, but I'll make sure I will give you enough brief so that you'll get to know, okay, if this is the right opportunity for me to explore or not. This is Brad Sugars, who's the founder and chairman of Action Coach. Uh, Action Coach all over the 99 places become possible because of this man only. He was at the age of 21 when he started this. He was a very passionate individual related to helping businesses. He's definitely the best coach we have, which exists in the globe at the moment. And Brad Sugar, when he was at the age of 21, he started helping a lot of business owners back in his neighborhoods, within his friend circle and all. And that's when the journey started. Now you're looking at the best international business speaker. You're looking a profile of a multimillionaire who established himself and in fact, uh, open a business opportunity, open an industry for all the people around the globe who can become a certified business coach and run their own successful business coaching firm. He has written multiple books and definitely have an interest of different businesses as well. I highly suggest people look up to Brad Sugars on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Google, and I'm telling you, he will provide a lot of learnings which you can implement on a daily basis. Just a quick slide which I've kept it just to help you develop a faith in our action coach system. Why we are saying we are the world best business coaching firm. There are other companies as well, but why we are the best? Because we have been successfully catered to achieve net promoter score 80 and above year after year. We are a service industry, and to map, to know, and to examine any service industry, the best possible way is to understand their net promoter score, which has been given by their clients. So there's a survey happened last year, and during that survey, all these analytics came across, and through those analytics, you can see these figures on your screen. 97% clients have recommended action coach to their friends, to their families as well. 97% again, clients said that action coaches makes positive difference in their work-life balance as well. Today you see a business owners which are working like an employee today, right? Spending 8 to 12 hours on a daily basis. But imagine there is a person, there's a mentor now you're having who not only help you in your business and scale your model, but also help you having a better work-life balance. So these are the figures. 85% said that action coach, by using action coach system, they have, definitely grown in numbers. Their models are more scalable at this moment of time. Because action coach is bringing the powerful suite of solutions and structure to them. A company which has no structure, which has no processes, there are no development at their end. Today, with the help of action coaches, they're having robust structure. Their business is automated than before, and system is working for them rather than founder is working for 12 hours on a daily basis. Just to give you a reference, our action coaches on an average, they're having a billing of 50.5 lakhs on a yearly basis. But there are definitely 30% of my coaches who are having seven figures on a yearly basis as well. And there are few coaches who are yet to start their business as well, which are very minimum. And average client retention rate is 17 months, and there is no hindrance of me telling you that we have won multiple awards at the different prestigious platform. Just a snapshot of this particular slide, which will give you insight of action coach system. I will encourage you to do your due diligence on us, read our reviews, so that you'll also get to know what we are talking about. You're looking at the business which is bringing you the proven system and business model. You're looking at the business which is bringing you 32 years running successfully, resources for themselves. Today, we are a part of 3,000 plus community, and we have a presence in 99 countries. You're looking that business which has worked for 99 countries and 3,000 plus franchise owners. So it will work for you as well. Today, when you come with 20 plus years of experience, you do not need to make or develop something of your own. There is a business which is proven, which is waiting for you to come take the franchise and make it your own. And beyond everything, there is only one company which you're looking at, which is Action Coach, which gives guarantee to their business, to their client, that commit yourself for at least 17 weeks to us, show your faith to us for at least 17 weeks, and we will make sure that we will provide value to your time and your investment. We'll provide you guaranteed result and make your model more scalable than before. How about this? Moving forward, when you take Action Coach franchise, we will help you set up everything from print media ads, to your social media content, to your to customize your website, to providing you all sort of leaflet, brochures, with business cards, emailers, footers, headers, everything, and also give you lot of different sort of products in Action Coach. There's a slide coming up which showcase all these different products which will fit every pocket size of business owner. So now this is a product ladder of Action Coach. When you join Action Coach as a franchise owner, you will be having these different products. It will be segregated into one-to-one coaching, will be there in group coaching, workshops, membership plans, book clubs, DVD clubs. All these products are fitting every different pocket size of business owner. So tomorrow, when you're delivering all this, when you're pitching these products to business owner, or when you're talking to business owner as a business coach, if you see, okay, probably there is a concern of financials, you can offer them group coaching instead of one-to-one coaching. You can offer them workshops, you can offer them growth club. It can be many different products which you can pitch across. So the best way to put across is make you understand there will never be an instance where you will lose a client because of the financials, because we have products which will suit their financials from 20,000 to lakh of rupees as well. A business owner who wants to seek a value, who wants to grow in their business, from a 20,000 to a lakh of rupees, we have different products, which will meet their requirement. This is a slide which I've kept it deliberately to touch you and make you ask this question: who's going to be the next? The who's going to be joining the world's number one business coaching firm, and who wants to be in line of becoming the world's number one business coach? This is few of the faces which you have seen. These are few of our coaches. Satyam and I manage a community of 140 plus coaches in India only. These are few of those faces out of all. You can reach out to them on LinkedIn, have a conversation with them on a one-on-one level, so that you'll get to know and have a better understanding. But I am looking today to help anybody who's thinking of joining or becoming a business coach. I'm here today to help you and guide you with all the right information to examine whether it is a right business opportunity or not. Let's say today, when you say, okay, I want to join, what is all there for me? Apart from the global brand, apart from the name which we have given in the world, uh, and apart from the proven system and resources and tools, there is definitely going to be extensive training for 10 weeks for you. The training is divided into three parts. There's going to be pre-training and post-training will remain on the online mode. It is going to be self-paced mode, where you're going to where you're going to get familiar with the entire action coach system. It's a huge system, so you get to familiar with all the system and resources and processes. You will be going through a lot of videos, literature, and few books. In between, there is a live 10 days of training for which you need to fly to our headquarters, which is in America. So in those 10 days of training, it's going to be consistent 10 days from morning till evening, where you will be learn in a practical mode how to coach clients, how to run your franchise successfully, what are the kind of marketing initiatives you need to take, what are the next 90 days plan immediately after training. So you will be trained upon how to run this business in a successful manner and still provide a utmost clarity to business owner and provide a right value to business owners time and investment. So you will be trained upon that. uh, Quickly tell you the business model, just to touch base and just to give you an idea about this opportunity. There are three models, but let me just talk about two franchise model first. There is called action firm. Action firm model says that you take exclusive right of a particular territory. Now it can be a city, it can be an entire state, or a cluster of city as well, within the state. So when you take exclusive model, let's say today, if you take a Mumbai, so Mumbai belongs to you for the next 15 years, because this license is valid for 15 years, right? And our pricing starts from 60,000 franchise fee plus 15,000 training fee. Our pricing starts from 75,000, and depending upon the tier 1 and tier 2 city, the pricing depends. But when you take a Mumbai as a region, in this model, you are allowed to build a team of coaches under you. So there is no capping on the number of coaches. You can make unlimited team of coaches under you, and we will certainly help you in getting the right coaches for your business model. And those coaches will go out in the market and focus on the deliverable. They will go out in the market and coach on your behalf. Whatever revenue they're generating, 50% will be retained by you as a franchise owner. So you are the franchise owner. Your major role would be to invest in the marketing, and help these coaches, so that these coaches, and provide the mechanism to these coaches, whether it is sales support or lead generation, so that these coaches will go out and coach on your firm behalf. Whatever revenue they're generating, 50% will be retained by you. So it's more of a passive income opportunity for the next 15 years. There is another model called practice premium. Now think this model of a mini firm model. I've explained you about action firm. In this practice premium model, there is a cap on the number of coaches. Now you're only allowed to have two coaches under your license. Again, we will help you setting up these two coaches. No office space is required here. You can coach from home, you can coach online, you can coach from any of the 5-star places, and no office space is really required. Those two coaches will go out in the market, again, coach on your firm behalf. 50% will be retained by you because you will be guiding them, you will be supporting them in terms of all the mechanism, but here is a cap on the number of coaches. Later on, let's say after 2 years, if you think now the business is up and running successfully, you can upgrade yourself into the action firm as well. So this is practice premium. The cost for this practice premium is again $30,000 for the license, and training fee will remain the same. And training is divided again into 3 parts. Now here the difference is 10 years, then 15 years, right? So, and another difference is 2 coaches, then unlimited coaches. These are the two franchise model, but there is another model called associate business coach model. See, I keep meeting a lot of people on a day-to-day basis who wants to join Action Coach and wants to be a part of this community. But let's say maybe maybe financials are too much for them, or probably they want to they want to test the water first. For them, they can still become a coach. And another thing which I need to put across is that 85% of entire India map has been completely given in the exclusive franchise model. So only 15% are left. Mumbai is still available, Rajasthan, UP is available, MP is available. We are having a conversation in Gujarat. So Gujarat is also available at the moment. But these are the few places which are available. But if you want to join Action Coach, and if you think the commercial is too much for you to begin with, you can become an associate business coach and join only of the existing firm. So in this model, you invest in your training. Just by investing in your training, you will be certified as Action Coach, and you will be welcome to the community, and you will be joining any of the existing mini firm or action firm, whichever is available. And when you join them, you will be more focused on deliverable, coaching clients. You will be supported by these franchise owner, and you will be only focusing on deliverable. You don't need to invest money in marketing or seminars or anything. You will be well supported by them, and you only need to focus on deliverable. Whatever revenue you're generating, 50% will be retained by the franchise owner. So that is the only catch. But still, you can be a part of the world's best business coaching firm. These are the three models in Action Coach. Let me be a guide for all of you for another 2 minutes. Now, what are the next steps which you need to follow if this opportunity interests you? Have a one-on-one detail call with me to understand the ROI of this business and understand each and every step in detailed manner. Then attend the toolbox tour of Action Coach. We speak so highly about our system and processes and tools. Attend those toolbox tour of Action Coach. Like, what all do you get when you invest this much of money? Whether it is making sense for you, can you develop it your own, or it will take time for you to develop it something like this because the business is already ready for you. Then have a conversation with few of our franchise partner, which are coaches. So have a conversation with them, get the clarity, ask them questions, have a candid conversation, ask them questions, what made them invested money with Action Coach, what's been their journey, what's been the challenges which when they started, what are the kind of support system it works, everything. Have a conversation with them. And I'm telling you, when you go through these 3 steps, you will get the utmost clarity whether it is a right business opportunity or not. Then we will do some small assessments on yourself just to understand what are the kind of profile we are bringing to the community. It is important for us as well, like what you're gonna bring to the Action Coach system and the community. And then we'll enter into the franchise agreement. There might be few questions related to that. We will solve those questions. We will give you answer of those questions, and then we will enroll you for the training. So this is the roadmap which will take you to join Action Coach community. Just to sum up what we have talked about from the beginning, with why you should invest or why one should invest in Action Coach. We're talking about the proven system and the business model. We're talking about the company which has global presence in 99 countries. We're talking about business coaching company which is there and providing you the world-class training, which is 10 weeks long, providing you ongoing support, marketing support, because you will never be alone in this journey. That is another differentiator which Action Coaches and the other companies have. We say that you're never going to be alone in this journey. You're initial 6 to 8 months of go-to-market strategy on us when you join Action Coach. We will take care of your marketing, we will take care of PR, we will take care of your launch event. So that is another thing. Community which we talked about, it's a 140 plus coaches community in India and globally 3000 plus. So you will be a part of it. There's a lot of international conferences happens, a lot of learning opportunity which you get on a time to time basis. So that is there. This is a business model where no capex required. There is no office space is required for this. You can do it just by on your laptop and from work from home. And definitely you're building an asset for yourself. Today you're having this business coaching firm. Tomorrow, when you build up this as an asset, tomorrow you can sell this, resell this business to somebody else as well. So these are the few points which you need to, remember when you look at Action Coach and the other things. Just end up, Satyam, by putting a quote to the end. The secret of getting it is getting started by Mark Twain. I would encourage you to think that today is the right time. This is the time. There is never going to be a perfect time. You might be thinking since long, but today is the right time. There is an opportunity is waiting for you. There is a community is waiting for you to welcome, and also giving you or adding a lot of value to your time, to your investment. So just think of it and take an actions, book a call one-on-one with me so that I can help you in taking the right step forward. This is, you can take a snapshot of it. And Satyam, this is it from our end, from the Action Coach community. We are entering into a very beautiful time today, and it is a festive season for India. I wish all my attendees, wish you a great festival. I hope you're gonna spend with your friends and family. Have a beautiful time. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Shobit. Unfortunately, Satyam had to leave. He got an urgent call to attend, so I'll be wrapping this up on his behalf. First of all, thank you so much for walking us through the opportunity with Action Coach. Uh, it's definitely one of the most successful brands that knowledge services have had. And anybody who's listening to this, if they want to know more, like Shobit said, please reach out to him. And I would like to thank everyone. Sorry, we went a little overboard with time, but thank you all for being patient and giving us the opportunity to walk you through the brands that we've got to offer. And if there's anything that anybody needs further information on, feel free to reach out to each one of us. And you can also reach out to Franchise India directly, and they'll connect you with the respective individual for the brand that you're looking or seeking help with. And yes, enjoy the festivities and stay safe and take care. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
That's it for the day. And but I would like to thank all the viewers who joined this webinar and stayed with us for so long. I mean, these webinars are done just for you so that you can take an informed decision with the best opportunity available. I would also like to appreciate all the panelists who joined and deliver the brand presentation and share the business opportunities with the Franchise India and these brands. In case if you would like to get in touch with us, with the brand, you can contact us, our hotline number, 9717683838, or you can also write to us at feedback@franchiseIndia.in. We will again come up with the new brands tomorrow in the same show at evening, and we will explore another business opportunity. Till then, thanks so much, Rohit and for being available, and have a nice day ahead. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.